stresses on Franz Kline's definitions of a right triangle. Stream 1. Within the arc of its own arc, the pinpoint of black and white, a thumping bass, a thumping boom and booms, hollow shades lapping in the order of chaos like the silver kids falling down called a rainy day. Dares use rhetoric and subterfuge to camouflage their nonsense on the right or left side of our pink spongy thing beneath the skull. Between the crevasse lays the nucleus of our friendly Narcissus, thriving on darkness, always budging his head, twitching and hiding underneath his blanket away from cruelty, he thinks. But beyond his mirrored self, it is supposed goodness by his infatuance and pigmented splotches. He wants to improve beauty. Internet pussy, Googling Paul Mitchell's super skinny hair treatment, Kosovo news in the winter, researching Burroughs' raw lemonade on it to preserve its curriculum to fit less his own. Outside of the arc lays a perfect slide, a flat surface, a slide, a trip downward, imploding the goodness of comfort and yelping into our lovely hidden id. We become paranoid of nothing. Our eyes as big as the dying stars across the sky become dust flowing into a corner of our sad bedrooms with posters of Disney movies and Gustav Klimts and other pissy artists, and of course rock stars and rock stars and rock stars. This ride is perhaps the longest of all intangible phases through Kline's definition, if his perverse strokes lined in the very epitome of his prolific work stem from a silver swan knitting in a usual orbit. The strokes become precedent that of ourselves. The sliding yelp, the Russian our childish tummy, of a typical blond boy in the yard. We are not leading towards enlightenment. From the pain? No, it is dejection, a drowning of one's rectitude soul, a blue fuzz in the hand that sheds all of its innocence into the eyes of the dark, becoming envious and sadly but truthful in terms of itself. Now, only what's left it is, being hopeful, having the quality of comfort in the shade of our so imperfect world of steel and block and computer. Think of soccer grass, think of all the cats laid out on the kitchen floor, waking up from their nap, wishing they were human, having no idea they were all wishing we were slothy cats, lounging, enjoying the kitchen light, even waving tail and tabby for or black coat for bad luck, or anything else that's good or at least pleasant for their eyes. Some pink kook lame breaking the rules, the usual dubbing, the damned usual rebel without a cause, but they're so conservative folks cradling them too much like a robotic playground. Swing time set to catapult into the distance where blackness is their final promised land and supposed comfort and truth. People with wings produce the shadowy graffiti beneath their feet upon the concrete thick revolution and drifting sideways. Tumbling down with the falling suns light silver kids into the drain, into the comfort chamber. I'll see you guys there. I'll walk slowly admiring the creases between green and void, and Warhol's three-layered platonic quotes on supposed art, and be in the heater by my sleeping head, some fruit flies with those blue chests waltzing funny loops above dusted Bible, dusted black notebooks, dusted piano, but several open books on how to function in society. So rally up, ladies and gentlemen, join that Persian machine and that individual, intellectual in the middle of the black slips out, and is it possible? Can the personal drafts exist by itself? Or does it need twain's 4 legs to hold up a throne? Les replies, no it cannot. It needs to swallow much frill like a swimming fish not thinking straight, but swimming straight so. Les finds Pete in the booth at the restaurant, waves hand, then gives the peace sign to show everyone he is pretty cool, and signals a gesture only Pete knows to whistle the new Scott Weiland song of pictures and computers, with the introduction of the farting trumpets. Pete doesn't do it and gives him a colder shoulder, sips his water and dives into the complimentary bread. His hands are nervous but still spreads the butter perfectly in the center where the bread is soft. Les can totally tell he wishes it was the woman's part.